Hello everyone, this is Saurabh, and in this video we will learn about how to create multiple forms in a single project. So far you must have seen how to open up a dialog box from a single form, but in this video I will be telling you how to open up a different form from the main form. So over here we have the problem statement in which you can see there are movie names and the theater names, and I have also mentioned the cost of a particular movie in a particular theater. So if you want to see Interstellar in the Tampa Theater, it would cost you $15. And if you want to see The Dumb and Dumber 2 in the Tampa Theater, then it would cost you $12. So in the same way, if you're going to see the Hunger Games in the channel side cinemas, it is going to cost you $16. So let's see how we can implement this and calculate a total of movie you are choosing from a particular theater and show the total amount in a different form. This is the form I have already created. On the left you can see there is a list box which is the theater list box, and on the right there is a movie list box. So once you select the theater and the theater list box and choose a movie in the movie list box and you press the calculate amount button, the total amount would come up in a different form. So these two list box needs to be populated whenever this form is loaded. So we'll have to write a script on the back of the load event of this form to populate the theater list box and the movie list box. So let's start by writing a code on the load event of this form. You double click anywhere on the form. So when the form is loaded, you will need to populate the theater list box first and then the movie list box. So let's begin by writing the script to populate the theater list box. So you can see how the IntelliSense would come up to help you. And we need to add the items, so I will write items dot add, then the name of the theater. Here it would be the Tampa Theater. In the same way, I'll populate theater list box with another theater, which is the channel side cinemas. Now let's populate the movies list box. The first movie can be Interstellar. The next movie could be The Hunger Games. And the third movie can be Dumb and Dumber 2. So now we have populated the first form and the list boxes in the form. So let's see what we have done so far. I'll click on the start button. So this is the form that has come up now. You have the theaters on the left side in the theater list box and the movies on the right side in the movies list box. You can select the theater, select a particular movie which is being played in that theater and do a calculate amount button. So on the back of this calculate amount button, a second form should open up which would show the total cost it would occur for you to go to that particular movie. So let's just stop it over here and write the script on the back of the calculate amount button. Over here we'll have to calculate a total. We will need to take the total amount in a certain variable. So let's just first create a variable over here. This variable can be integer, a double, or even a decimal. Over here I'm taking int variable. So the name of the variable is total and I am initializing it with a value of 0. Now I will check which theater is selected on the theater list box and which movie is selected on the movie list box. So I will go ahead with the if statement to check which theater is selected on the theater list box by writing this is code theater list box dot selected item dot toString that is equal to the Tampa Theater. So if you have selected the Tampa Theater, we'll have to check which movie is being selected in the Tampa Theater. So I'll have to check the same if statement has to be put in for the movies list box. So if the movie selected is the Interstellar, then you can write that the total variable $15. In the same way, we can just copy paste it and check which movie is being selected on the right hand side, that is on the movies list box. So if it is the Hunger Games, the total would be $14. And if it is Dumb and Dumber 2, the total would be $12. So I have collected the total for each movie being played in a single theater. Now let me just move on to the second theater that could be selected on the theater list box, which is the channel side cinema. So I'll write a very similar script over here. Instead of writing the whole code, I can just copy paste this code over here and just change the name of the theater that we are comparing to the selected theater. Over here I can put the channel side cinemas, and of course I'll have to change the total over here depending upon the values that are given in this box. So for the Interstellar it is 18, for the Hunger Games it is 16, and for Dumber number 2 it is 15. Now all we need to do is to show that total amount on a second form that would be called from this form. Start by creating a new form first. For that we will need to go to the project, do add Windows form, and select the Windows form. Change the name over here to the total form and do an add. So this is the new form which would be called from the main form, which is form1.cs. Over here we can add labels to it, which would be showing the value for the total amount. So you have selected one label, you can copy that label by doing a Ctrl+C and pasting it again on the form. You'll have to change the name of this label to total amount, and for this label you will have to make it blank. Also you will have to change its border style to fixed single, and also you will have to change the auto size property to false and make it a little bigger. Okay, so we have the second form ready. Over here you do not need to write any additional script because everything would be done from the main form, that is form 1. So let's see how we can access this form from form 1 and populate one of the label with the total amount. We can create the object of a total form in the same way we create objects for array. Let's just name it the TOT. This can be new total form. So you can see the syntax is very similar to the one we provide for new array or new list. Now we have an object of type total form. All we need to do is access the label. So as you can see, we are not able to access the label 2 of the total form. That means the label 2 is not accessible from the form 1 to manipulate. So all we need to do over here is to go back to the total form, click on the label 2, go down and check for the property modifiers. If you click on modifiers, you can see the description for modifiers. It indicates the visibility level of the object. It controls the accessibility of an object in a particular project. If it is private, it means that it can be accessed only inside this form. You need to change it to public so that it can be accessed anywhere inside a project. So once we have done that, just save by doing a Ctrl+S. Go back to form1.cs. Now try again. Now you can see we have the label 2. We can do a dot text for this and assign it to the total value. Now this total value is an int value and not a string, but we need to assign a string to the text property of a label. So we will have to convert this total to a string, which we will be doing by using the toString method. So we have assigned a total value to the label 2 of this form, the total form. So all we need to do now is to show that form from the main form, that is form 1. We can do that by using the TOT object we have created for the total form and using a show dialog method. So now when we click on the button 1, that is the calculate amount button, a new form should open up which would show the total amount in a new form. So let's start our project and let's see what we have built so far. Okay, so the form 1 has come up. We can select the theater on the theater list box, select a movie on the movie list box, press the calculate amount button, and a new form should open up which would have the total amount. So here we have a total amount. Now since the total amount is a currency, we can always change its type by providing an argument to the toString method. If we put in a small c over here, so whatever text is being displayed would be currency. Let's just start it again, select the theater, select the movie, calculate amount, and you can see the total amount in a new form.